Hi guys, welcome back to Real Talk Tuesdays. So we're going to go straight into it with
Yeah.
the questions that you guys have sent. Okay, so the first question that we've got is, how do you both still find time for each other? Life can be so overwhelming and exhausting.
So it's important for us to find little pockets of time. 5 minutes here, maybe even just a few minutes. In the house, primarily in the house. We'll grab a coffee, sit down. We might just have a random chat by the
Yeah,
sink. You're
yeah.
washing dishes, or I'm making food, or whatever it may be. It's about finding pockets of time. 5 minutes here, a few minutes there. You know, you might be doing stuff, I might be doing stuff, but then we just hug or ask each other questions, have a laugh, have a joke, or pick each other's brains. The other day we managed to squeeze in going to the cinema, having a brunch, which was nice. Doesn't often happen. It's like once in a blue moon, but we jumped at the chance when it came up. So it all adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it all adds up. It
From
all
a
adds up. I think it's really important to make sure that we're communicating with each other, we understand each other, and we're always filling each other in on what's going on in the house, whatever it's going to be. And I think that's really, really important because that's how you build trust, honesty.
orange in the
We're just
fridge,
looking over at Arwen because she's in the fridge.
grabbing apple number 7,
Yeah.
no doubt.
When we are around the house, I think it's acknowledging each other, as in, like, you could be doing something or whatever it is, but it's just that glance over that we've got each other. Or
It's a connection, isn't it?
yeah,
And so,
yeah.
sometimes I feel like, okay,
You just
cool, and it's just making sure that connection stays, vibrant, alive, and nice. And sometimes if we haven't done that, there might be a couple of days or whatever it is, then you can feel it. I can feel it for sure. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, cool, need to connect.
And you'll always come over and give me a hug, and it's just nice that we know that we're there for one another. Or if we're having a bit of a dip in the day, it's just connecting. And don't get me wrong, we do have our moments.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not perfect. We do have a little argument or bicker at each other here and there because it is heavy, what we're going through, and what parents go through. So it's not always perfect, it's not always rosy, but we make sure that if we are dipping or we are not communicating with each other, or we've had an argument, we're making sure that it lasts, what, 10, 20 minutes, half
Mm,
hour, and then he'll come over and make up.
I don't always come over. You come over, so it's a 50-50.
So that's how we make time for each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
It's just
yeah, and
having them little pockets.
100%.
The next question is, which I felt it is a little bit hard, but let's go for it.
How do you think things would be if you had twins, which is the same as now, but they had no diagnosis, they were normally developing? That's an interesting question and quite deep. You know, my thoughts for sure go there sometimes on how would life be if, Arwen wasn't on the spectrum, and what would things be like? They'd play more together, they'd do activities together, all that good stuff. But then I tend to, I'm aware of those thoughts, and then I try to navigate it to, okay, but I appreciate this journey. I appreciate the things that Arwen has taught us in a direct and indirect way. And we don't know, we don't have a crystal ball on how things would be if things were different. It's just, I try to appreciate every moment. I know some moments are harder
Than
to
others. Yeah.
appreciate than others, but I try not to go down that road personally. Although I do sometimes think, oh, they'd be playing more together, but Krish makes a great effort with her, and they have their own bond, they have their own relationship. And I think we would not have grown as much as we've grown because Arwen's taught us,
So
certain
much.
things. Yeah. What do you feel?
No, I agree. I think where we are now, like we've been going through this, so long, and they're both 9. So it's been a while, but I just think at the beginning it was really, really difficult. I think it was
Mm,
really, really hard, scary. I think a lot of it is grieving a life that you once imagined.
yeah.
And I think that really is quite emotional, it's quite deep, because you do, when you're looking back at pictures when they were babies and stuff, and you think, God, it would have been so different.
It was easy
It was
then and all that stuff.
easy. The kids would have been playing together. We were gonna go on holidays together, and it would have just been them playing together. Whereas now it is quite different, where Krish will do certain activities that he wants to do, and Aaron will do separate ones, and you always thought that they'd be doing the same thing. So in that sense, it is hard, and even days now, I still have hard days where I do look and think, God, I am grieving a life where I once imagined being like this as a mother, but it's different now. Hard to kind of overcome them emotions, but I suppose we've got each other and we get through it. You have them hard days still,
Yeah, you do.
but we're in the place where we're like, okay, it is what it is. Let's move forward. Let's look at it in a positive light. God's given this path to us for a reason, so let's move forward with it.
And I liken it to the times where it didn't nothing to do with kids, but opportunities came about, or for whatever reason, an opportunity didn't work out. It could be a job, could be whatever it is, doesn't matter. And at the time, you're devastated, or you think, oh man, that's the thing I wanted, or I thought that was mine. That had my
Yeah,
name written on it. And I remember at the time, you feel devastated and you think, oh man, that could have been so awesome, would have done this, that, and the other. But
yeah,
then, like a year later, I look back and think, if that thing happened, I
mm,
wouldn't be where I am now, which
yeah,
which is a better place. So God may have things planned for you that are better, and this having a kid that's neurodivergent or on the spectrum is a challenge. We totally appreciate that. But then we don't know, like, you may get to a point where you look back and think that was hard, but I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through that experience.
that's
It's like an
it.
opportunity to grow, as hard as that is
Yeah, so you,
sometimes to see.
yeah, so you're growing, you're learning. As hard as some days are, you are.
Mm,
And I think as humans, I just think there's certain things that you expect from your life. You expect, all the certain things that you wish in life, or you put out there, or you dream of. Like, I don't know, like for me as a girl, when I was young, I'd always dream to be getting married to a lovely guy. So I got one. And then I thought having a good career, and, putting these things out there that you dream of, that you wish for, and having kids and healthy and well. But when them things don't happen, it hurts.
mm,
It does hurt. It's just like, when God's given you something else, you are like, God, like, why has this happened? But there's always a reason for it, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. Agreed. But you don't know until after, really, do
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
In the time, sometimes you try to appreciate it, but then after you realize, looking back,
There's reasons
when you've
behind
changed
it.
as an individual, I think you only realize when you've changed and grown
Yeah,
as an individual. You look back, and think, oh God, you know
yeah,
how things have changed and moved on.
yeah. And I think we are still growing, changing,
Yeah,
learning,
yeah,
adapting. So yeah, so there we have it.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.